welcome to the Louie File. Today I wanted to just speak to you for a moment about heavenly things and setting our mind there. What does that mean? In Colossians chapter 3, we read, starting verse 1, it says, "Therefore, if you have been raised up with Christ, keep seeking the things above where Christ is, seated at the right hand of God. Set your mind on things above, not on the things that are on the earth. For you have died, and your life is hidden with Christ in God." Wow, what an amazing thing. So, the solution God offers us to the daily grind is to put our mind elsewhere. In Hebrews it says, "Fix your eyes on Jesus, the author and finisher of your faith." In Philippians it tells us, "Think on these things," and it gives us a list of what is pure and holy and just and good. So while we don't have any kind of control really over all the bombardment of thoughts that come into our minds every day, we do get to choose what we on purpose think on and what we on purpose think about. You know, in 2 Corinthians chapter 4, it teaches us a valuable lesson. It goes through this quite a list of things. It says that we have a treasure in earthen vessels. This is 2 Corinthians 4:7. "So that the surpassing greatness of the power will be of God and not from ourselves." And then he starts saying, we're afflicted in every way, but we're not crushed, perplexed, but not despairing, persecuted, but not forsaken, struck down, but not destroyed. We're always carrying about in the body the dying of Jesus, so that the life of Jesus also may be manifested in our body. Oh my gosh, what is he saying? He's saying we might be going through all kinds of hell on this earth. We might get persecuted, mistreated, lied about. We may suffer loss on a monumental scale. People have lost lots of things in the journey we call life. They have lost property. They have lost loved ones. They've lost jobs. They've lost their health. But Romans 8 comes to my mind. It says, in all these things we are more than conquerors, even in the midst of them. He's not saying that we shall overcome or we shall be conquerors someday. He's saying in them right now we more than conquer. So no matter if we're being persecuted, pushed around, shoved around, made fun of, lied about, if we're suffering loss in some way. 2 Corinthians 4 again, I know I'm jumping back and forth, I'm trying to connect the dots here, but it says in 2 Corinthians 4:16 it says, "Therefore we do not lose heart. But though our outer man is decaying," see, the earthly temporal things are going to decay and go away, "yet our inner man is renewed day by day." See, we're becoming more and more renewed in the inner man of who we really are. "For momentary light affliction is producing for us an eternal weight of glory, far beyond all comparison, while we look not at the things which are seen." Think about it, back in Colossians he says, put your mind, your thoughts on things above. And he's saying right here, we don't look at things, we don't focus on things that are seen, but at the things which are not seen. For the things which are seen are temporal, but the things which are not seen are eternal. So we fix our eyes on the eternal. Well, now obviously that's not talking about these eyes. These eyes only see temporal things. We see the camera in front of me. We see the television. We see the window. We see the pet. We see, the clothes, the car, the grass, the trees. We see these things with these eyes. But he's saying, fix our minds, fix our spiritual minds, our spiritual thoughts on the unseen, because those things are eternal. And one day, that's all we're going to have is what right now is unseen. We're walking by faith now and not by sight. Then we're going to be walking by sight, because we're going to have our new spiritual eyes on in a way that we don't as of yet. We're going to have a new body to operate in, and we're going to see that it was all worthwhile. It will all be worth it after a while. All right, I hope this is encouraging to you. Put your thoughts on Jesus Christ. Set your thoughts on things above, where Christ is seated right now at the right hand of God. And you know what? You are seated in Him. right now, according to Ephesians, in heavenly places, far above all rule, power, and principality, and everything that exalts itself against the knowledge of God has to go bow down under you. Because you take those thoughts captive and you lead them to Christ, and you say, well, is this Jesus' word? Is this eternal? Does this really matter for me in the long run? And while it may hurt and it may look bad in the temporal sense, the present sufferings are working for us an eternal weight of glory. The present sufferings can't be compared to the glory that shall be revealed in you and in me, in us. All right, so take heart. Jesus said he's overcome the world. I'll see you next time on the Louie File.